What up, pimps? You are watching the Jack Halford podcast, or listening to the Jack Halford podcast, and today I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. But I would like to make sure that you all know that I am doing a workshop next Sunday, on Sunday the 11th of February, at the Tree Pub in Leicester. It's sold out, so there's not really any point in me telling you that I'm doing that, but we're probably going to do more if it goes well, because it's been popular selling tickets and stuff. I've been doing workshops all over the UK this week, sort of architecture based ones with a man, let's call him M, but it's been a very enjoyable process. And I've also been working with an arts org, and they've offered me more work, helping to support more workshops. So I'm a workshopping cowboy at the minute, all over the UK. A lot of fun, and I love teaching, but this is my main thing: painting and writing, speaking, recording, editing, curating, but mainly painting. Painting is what I do. I'm an artist, and that's why I'm able to do all the workshopping stuff, because of the experience I've got with the painting. But yeah, that's what being an artist is about, is trying to find ways to sustain your practice that feel like you're not selling your soul to a big corporation or something. So that can be quite soul destroying. Working for like a big company who doesn't really care about you. I'd rather work for real people, and you know the people that are running it. You know, you can just text them, blah blah blah, and whatever. It's a lot more enjoyable. It's nice when people treat you well and you treat them well, and there's a mutual respect for each other's practices and life and interests. It's nice. But yeah, this painting I'm doing, it's part of the anthro-microscopy series. 5 of which out of this series is going to be in a group show at Blue Shop Gallery in London, in Oval in London, on Brixton Road, which opens on Valentine's Day. The opening is on Valentine's Day, 14th of February, next month. If you'd like to come, you need to RSVP to go to that opening. Apologies for the noise, someone's drilling, which is great. It's always good, isn't it? 14th of February is when that show opens. And all of the paintings are kind of to do with the state of the world, or processing of that, and my paintings are about taking the microscopic and then turning that monumental, and then sort of creating figurative kind of narratives, but it's still kind of blurry. I'm trying to, to help people deal with emotions and feelings that maybe they're putting off, that they really should be dealing with. I think we all need to deal with stuff, and we're all putting stuff off constantly because it's convenient for other people for us not to have problems. But really, who the fuck cares? We're all going to die, so look after yourself. That's what we should all be prioritising, is the self, over really caring about others' perceptions of us. Don't do that. I mean, it's important to sometimes think about how other people view you, but I think most of the time, not really that important, to be honest, is it? You'll lose yourself in the pursuit of trying to please others. You should really, be your own priority. It sounds mean, doesn't it, sometimes? It sounds selfish, but it's not. It's actually not selfish to care about yourself and to love yourself, it's actually the best thing you can do. Because if you spend your time trying to please others, they're not going to reciprocate or appreciate how much time you've been obsessing over their perception of you. They really don't give a shit. So don't, do what you want to do. Do what you want to do with your life, because that's what makes you happier. And think about what you want to do and why you want to do it. That's important too. So you've got a job. Do you like it? If you don't, try and get another one. No, it can feel like a bit of a risk to do that. You don't have to quit the one you hate straight away. But come on, man, life is short. So do something you love. Because discomfort will come. The repetitive monotony of the, unfulfilling work isn't something that will bring you joy. Sacrificing pleasure for sort of, long-term rewards is a good thing, but also you've got to be careful, which way you do that. So say exercising, great, long-term results, but also you get the instant sort of gratification after you get it afterwards, but it's long-lasting, whereas cocaine or chocolate isn't. It's the same with having a shit job. If you have a shit job, it's not paying you well, you're going to get treated like shit, you're highly replaceable, and you're just going to feel like dirt. The best thing you can do is work as hard as you can to get out of that. And if you want a certain job, what you can do is try to get a voluntary position in that type of work for a bit. It could be like 1 day a month. And if you did that for 6 months, you can say you've done that work for 6 months on a CV. You can get them to be a reference. They're going to be grateful because you've worked for them for free, voluntarily, supporting their whatever it is. They'll be a reference, and then you can get a job. That's how you do it. Takes time, and it's having the gift of the gab as well. It really is. And there's so many tools you can use on the internet to get advice on what to put on CVs. But there's so many jobs out there, and people want to fill the vacancies. So just go for it. Don't be afraid of jumping out of those jobs if you don't enjoy them as well. Because as I said, life is short. Yeah. These look like poppies to me, this red. Kind of like that. Groovy. Groovy, baby. Groovy, baby. I don't really know what I'm painting. Often I don't. I just do it, and then it pops out. Something pops out. I've got 3 other canvases down there as well that I've not painted on yet. So if I get really stuck, I just start another one and I come back to it. Yeah. Yes, generally what I do. Yes. Just play, isn't it? It's just play. I think it's important to play, Truly. So we've got a bit of orange now. Bit of burnt. There's a bit of blue in it. So it's a bit. It's a bit thick actually, isn't it? But yeah, this exhibition, this group show, it's kind of about the state of the world is today. There's a lot going on. There's war. There's a cost of living crisis. There's a lot of mental illness after the pandemic because of isolation, and people are still getting used to that. And a lot of kids that grew up in that time, and I've been working with some of those children in schools, there's definitely been a bit of an effect, I think. But maybe not that much, I don't know. But it's something, certainly something to think about. The effect of the pandemic on people's mental health. What an interesting thing to talk about. Not. Something I really need to work on with these workshops is projecting my voice. I'm used to sort of talking a normal, like at a lower volume to do these podcasts, but to do these workshops, I really do need to be projecting my voice loudly so everyone can hear, of course, especially if you're doing with them children, because children tend to, if you're not loud enough, they'll just sort of speak amongst themselves. I tend to just raise my voice if they start doing that, because then they just start to listen. They don't want to get in trouble. Yeah. I think it's important to raise your voice, but just not too much, because you don't want to traumatise children, but it is good to sort of make sure they know who's in charge. They do have to learn about respect and listening and stuff, and they won't learn anything if they don't listen, of course. Teaching's new and not new to me. I like doing it. I remember when I was at uni, even one of my tutors said that I should go into teaching, so I found myself doing it. Maybe I'll do a course or something in teaching in the future, so that I can actually go and be a teacher, or just to help me develop courses that I can make and get other people to teach, create online courses and things. I think that would be quite interesting. Yeah. Yes. Very slow one today, guys. I am exhausted, having driven about 100 miles yesterday back home late at night, and then I did shoulders at the gym, triceps, then a run this morning, because I haven't exercised all week, so I thought I'd better go to the gym and do a run, maybe gym tomorrow as well, just so I'm getting it in. If you don't get it in, then you have to be disciplined about it. So I suppose on the road I should be trying to exercise. The way I could do that is doing it in hotels. I think it would be quite good to maybe record one of these podcasts in a hotel. It's just uploading it then, but I could upload it at the end of the week. I suppose I'm just rambling on. It's not very interesting, is it? No. What else has been going on? What have I noticed? Hotel breakfasts are a bit. I quite like a hotel breakfast actually. I like the ones where you can help yourself, because you can sort of just get how much you need, and also it's really tempting to take the piss. So the first night I'm at a hotel, I might take the piss the morning after. I might take the piss the first morning I'm there with the breakfast, but you have to be careful, because if you've got to work in like an hour or two, the food might not have settled and it can ruin your day a little bit. so quiet. I'm quiet today because I don't know what to say, because my mind is not working. Maybe the fact that I can't really say much is just to show how a lot of people are exhausted. This is what I say about politics, is that because so many people are tired and knackered at the end of the day after all of the work they do, they don't have time to be politically aware. They just want to put their feet up and stick on a sitcom and sort of just ignore everything that's going on. They want to decompress, but that decompression can often lead to a depression or a state of apathy where they just have this really monotonous life and they don't really have a life anymore. It's just this cycle of job, home, sitcom, sleep, job, home, sitcom. I know it's really not interesting to me. That's why I need to be doing something creative, whatever it is. Even if I can't really get ideas out, it's still important for me to just do the action. The action will lead to something. I'm an action man. So I wrote the Methodicalist manifesto about 4 years ago. So literally just talking about how action is the most important thing. If you don't take action, you'll just be sitting on your arse and not doing anything. You have to do something. Inaction is the enemy. Inaction is the enemy. To be stagnant and to be static is to not be living. We need to be doing something all of the time. Now that can overwhelm. It can. But that doing something all of the time can also just be mindful rest, where you're not just sitting and plopping out and ignoring everything, but you're sitting there and you're bringing yourself back to the self with the breathing, and really enjoying every breath and thinking, right, I'm alive right now. I need to go for a walk. I need to be outside in nature. And that can really make you feel good being out in nature, I think. Yeah. But on that political awareness thing, where people are so exhausted they can't be asked with it, they're just like, I don't want to know. I'm a bit like that with everything that's going on. But I did put this Free Gaza sign here just because I'm just like, it's on the mind, but I'm not thinking about it all the time. But I do just think that it's important to show solidarity with the people of Palestine, who are mostly children. The median age of the population in Palestine is 19. That means that half of the population in Palestine are under the age of 19. Most people in Palestine are children, and they are having bombs dropped on houses for literally no fucking reason other than that there may possibly be terrorists in the buildings. If that was in any other country, if that was in a Western country, we wouldn't do that. We wouldn't blow up a building just because there might be someone in there. That's the enemy. But because of where it is, and because of the fact that the population is Muslim, who Israel seem to not really like very much, they seem to be trying to cleanse this population of Muslim people. And there's other religions and things there, but the majority is Muslim. It's a bit like it's a genocide, isn't it? Yeah, so it's not very nice. And that doesn't need to be something that takes over your mind, but just to have it in the back of your head. No, that's not good. A lot of the time, some people will have an opinion of something because they think, I better not say this because it might upset this person or their parent or someone they work with. But that's not you being you and being authentic. I don't think that's good. So I'll always be honest. And I think that's what being a man is about as well. It's fucking doubling down on things you believe in. Like for me, standing up for what is right is top priority for me. Just looking after people that are vulnerable and that may not be able to fight, helping them, sticking up for them. That's what being a man's about. Yeah, and if you're blaming people that are in a worse situation than you for your problems, then you've got some thinking to do, haven't you? Because they're not causing you any problems. If you're blaming people that are poor because you're poor, that doesn't make any sense. You're blaming people that are fleeing war for your problems. You're poor or can't find housing. That's just weak, man. The blaming other people for anything, it's just having zero accountability for your own life. You can seek help. People will help you, but you have to want something. You have to really want it and actually work for something. Yeah, it's difficult, but if you truly love yourself, then you'll do it. You'll do the hard work. You know. Yeah, it's like, I don't like capitalism, but I like earning money. I like earning money and I like going into abundance. I don't like capitalism because it creates a sort of unfair, hard system. But I suppose the alternatives right now aren't very good or haven't been done properly yet. I mean, a lot of people say that, but I don't know. I just think it's good to just try and earn as much money as possible so that you can look after yourself, and that's financial freedom, which creates autonomy. And that's what I want. I want more autonomy over my life. Sustaining life on this planet requires money, especially if you're in the UK or the US or anywhere else. Most places on the planet where you need money to pay rent, buy food, and pay rent and buy food. That's survival. And then you've got the other stuff that is entertainment, buying shelter and food for other people that you like. That's literally it, isn't it? Entertainment, shelter, food. You need money for that. The more money you have, the less you have to rely on other people, the more power you have. With that power, you can help others to get up to that level. Yeah. Working together with other people to all get the things you want is really good. Which is why I like working collaboratively. I like the idea of working in the community, working together. Socializing, we need that for survival. We need love. I think being on my own is nice, but I need other people. I really do. Because it's hard. And they wind you up. But it's nice being around other people to get on with, have similar interests. Yeah. That's the thing I've been struggling with this week, is a bit of loneliness. It's been a few times this week where before going to work, I've sort of been like, oh God, what the fuck? What's going on? But so I managed to pull myself together and just go, and I realised, doing stuff helps, and doing stuff that helps other people, it gives you purpose. So work that helps other people is something that I think is a necessity. If your work isn't helping people, then that can lead to bad feelings. Like with my dad, he was a carpenter. He built houses, and the houses housed families, so he's helping to provide shelter for families. as helping people. For me, it's making paintings that help people to deal with their feelings and emotions, and also to bring a bit of colour and vibrancy to their interiors, to uplift them, and hopefully to expand their perceptions, make them more curious. I think people that are curious and people that are always looking at things and having a very involved, they are really curious about what's going on in the world, maybe be happier. It's because they're in action. They're not in inaction. They're in a constant state of curiosity, and they're inquisitive. Searching for something they don't know about and then learning it and thinking, wow, that's an interesting thing, isn't it? Yeah. To be learning and evolving and developing is to be living. To be stagnant and regressing is not to be living. It is okay to do that sometimes when you're feeling down, but it is not good for your mind, body and soul to be doing that on a regular basis. Love, discipline is love. There's a lot of this sort of very manly, stoic, like discipline, doing something you hate like you love it. But I think discipline is self-love. It is the act of loving yourself, doing something hard that is going to help you in the long term is self-love, and it makes you feel good about yourself. Just like the runner's high, or just learning new skills, it's all very, very good for you. So do it. Do good things. You'll feel good. Do bad things and you feel bad. It's pretty simple. Easy to forget. I really like this green. I like this green around here and the way that looks. I'd like more of that because I'm trying to make, I suppose, kind of like a green hill, like a landscape. But I'm also thinking of like very extreme sort of landscapes like you get in the Afar Depression in Ethiopia, on Mars, places like Iceland, or maybe in Yellowstone, where we've got sort of sulfur and different kind of chemicals emerging out of the earth, creating wonderful colours, because these colours are to be found on the planet Earth. They really are. In animals, in exotic animals like frogs and birds, and in different flowers and the rainforest and strange foreign environments, you will find these colours. They are not unnatural. They are very much natural and of this planet. And often people will say these are psychedelic colours, but they do exist in real life. They are tactile things that we can touch with our hands. And you probably shouldn't touch some of these things with your hands, but they are definitely real and are definitely in existence. Often here in England you will see these colours painted on buildings and things and signs, but it's all very square and ordered, and it doesn't look as interesting as this. Because I've made this, it's great. But when you use these colours on a painting like this, it can sort of look otherworldly. But these colours do exist in the real natural environments in the world. They do. So it's not just me thinking up these colours, I am looking at real life environments that you can visit. That's important to me, to be referencing real things, not just things out of my head. Colour is a very interesting thing. A lot of people have written about it. One of my favourite books is called Bright Earth by Philip Ball. Very good writer on colour theory. Talks about the history of colour, the colour making and the chemistry behind it. I would highly recommend that book. I have a copy in my studio at all times to browse when I'm thinking of, like the word pink for example. The word pink used to mean red and white mixed together to make this sort of light red pink colour we know now, like a hot pink. It used to just mean any colour mixed with white. I think it originally browns, actually, which is interesting. I often use pink in my paintings. I think it's a pretty colour to use. I also really like using oranges and bright greens and contrasting them with darker colours. Once you look under the microscope, you will start to see lots of different colours, lots of different shapes that you maybe weren't aware that were there, but they are there. They're just very hard to see because objects are made up of not just one colour, but sort of lots of different shades, and there's lots of tiny little bumps in everything, and you look at something with a human eye, you don't see that. So that's why I like to really look deeply at things, figure out what things are really made of. This is what we're made of. We're made of lots of little things, atoms, all put together. We're made of space dust. We're all made of the same thing. We contain dinosaurs and diamonds and water, and we contain everything. We're breathing in old dead people. Yeah, there's a little bit of a dead person in here somewhere, because people are cremated and it's airborne. Lovely. Ugh. What a strange fact. Yeah. I like a minty green. Let me try and make a minty green. There we go. That's kind of a minty green-ish. Depends what type of mint you're talking about. Peppermint, spearmint. Don't know what type of mint they use in mint sauce. Just mint. What type of mint? I don't know. Does it have a funny name? No idea. Suppose I'm thinking of soft mints. Retro. My nana used to always have a mint on her bedside table in case she woke up in the night. She'd have a funny taste in my mouth. I'll have a mint. She was great, she was. That's something as well. There's sometimes elderly people, they have a tendency to talk a lot. Listen to them. There's this old boy in the gym, and he does have a tendency to go on and on and on. And I'm trying to work out, but I always listen to him. There's a lot of people that just So alright, we're going to get on now, but I'm just like, listen, like talking to him. Because I just think when I'm old, and if I'm like that, and that's the only social thing I'm going to have, I don't want people ignoring me. They make me a bit sad, like they're uninterested in what I have to say just because of the age I am. Listen to people. That listening here could extend their life a good few years, you know. They feel good because they've talked to someone that day, it helps them. So listen to elderly people. Take them seriously. They are people too. They're not stupid or slow. They're just aged, you know. Help the aged. Help the aged. It's a Pulp song. Do like Pulp. Jarvis Cock is a bit of a style icon for me. I do like his sort of muskiness, browns. He's quite partial to a corner shop, is Jarvis Cocker. I think he does his weekly shop in a corner shop, wearing his Clark's Wallabies in an ochre colour, with his big yellow sunglasses, and silly hair, with a corduroy jacket on and some kind of elbow patches. Maybe driving a vintage old Peugeot or maybe a Polo. I'd say he'd rather have a Polo than a Golf, because he's like, a Polo's a bit of a different type of, you know, a different feel to it. Not as showy, you know. Still maybe like a Mark 1 or Mark 2 or Mark 3 boxy, or a Peugeot 205, or maybe an AX, a shit one. My friend's got an AX. If anyone wants them, I think he's trying to get rid of. He might even give it you for free or for very cheap. He's in the Bristol area. Do get in touch if you're after a Citroen AX. I would like a Toyota pickup truck myself. 2.4 litre, 4x4, turbo diesel engine. Well, I don't know if it's turbo diesel or it's just diesel. With a lift kit and wide steel wheels, off-road tyres. Don't really care what the colour is, as long as the under it doesn't need much welding or anything. They seem to be quite indestructible, those trucks. Thing is, they use a lot of diesel or petrol, so maybe not the best thing if you're trying to be frugal, like I am at the minute. Yeah. Help the aged. Even if you see a homeless person on the street, a bit like, you know, maybe on something, help them out. Like, doesn't take a minute to nip in a shop and get a bottle of water and a Mars bar and just put it by someone, so when they wake up they can have a bit of sugar and get some hydration in them. You know. Yeah, humanise is meant. It's about humanising people, humanise people, and you know, we tend to go towards people that we are attracted to, but often we need to help the people we're not. I don't know, does that make any sense? Just help people. It's good to be helping people, to be of service to others, you know. I think in times of I heard that in times of austerity, people can become more conservative. Men do their hair like this, and then women will start wearing dresses, and everything will become a bit more traditional. And we may become a bit harsher towards weaker people or people that are having a hard time. But we shouldn't be doing that. We should all be banding together to help each other. That makes us feel good, and it helps other people. And humanity as a whole, yeah. So yeah, some homework actually. Help someone that needs help. Don't do anything, you know. Someone falls over, go and see how they are. see someone elderly, just smile and ask them how the day's going. Open a door for someone, smile, use your manners in the shops, tell people to have a nice day. Humanise people that are working minimum wage jobs. Don't get pissed off at them. They're doing it's hard work. It's difficult. People don't respect other people like they should. It's not nice. Should be respectful of everyone. Cleaners, baristas, whatever. People that work in shops, just be nice to them. We're all people. It's upsetting to me when people. I've been rude to people before, and it's not good. People have been rude to me, and I don't like it. So the best way to combat that is by leading by example, and by trying to be as nice to people as you can be. It's the bare minimum you can do, really, isn't it? It don't cost anything to be nice, but it don't cost anything to be mean. But it makes you feel good when you're nice. Yeah. That's it, isn't it? Yeah. There's a lot of fucking people that think they're very trendy, and I don't like them because they're fucking rude, and they only like hanging out with other people that are like them. Well, I don't think that's good. I think that leads to a bit of a clique, a bit of a mono culture, you know. A bit like what Israel are doing, isn't it? They're not very nice. They're trying to pretend to themselves that what they're doing is okay, but it's not, is it? It's like you wouldn't let some little kid punch another little kid that were young. If you saw that, you saw really fucking knocking them out till they were bleeding, kicking on them, really fucking killing them. Like, you got to fucking go and step in. It's like the whole world is just turning a blind eye to what's going on. I don't like that. I don't think that's very cool. See, if you're a real man, you step in. You know, fuck off. Fucking shout at them, get them to stop. Just like, you know, which is exactly why you should humanise people, because when you humanise people, other people start to see those people as humans and not subhumans, and then everyone starts to realise, oh yes, this is how it should be. So then the Second World War, to start with, people were kind of okay with it, and then it got a bit like, no, actually, no, yeah, fucking hell. Yeah. Pisses me off. As someone, I have disabilities and stuff, and like back in day, some of the people with disabilities just put in fucking insane asylums and treated really poorly and made fun of and feel other than. But now they're not so much. They still not have as many rights and still feel like shit. People still talk down to them. You know, got a long way to go still. It's better, it really is. But yeah, everyone's people, man. Everyone deserves respect and dignity. And equality of opportunity. You know, it's difficult sometimes. Some jobs can't be done with someone with no arms, no legs, no eyes, no ears. But, you know, try and help people. Even if they can just have a go at it once. Change their life. Patience, innit? It's patience. Some people don't have patience. I think patience is a really important life skill, actually, that we all need to learn and keep practicing as well. That's something that being overworked and givers is this impatience, and also this economy of convenience that things like Amazon Prime and the internet in general has given us this sort of expectation that everything needs to be in an instant, which is very unhealthy, because delayed gratification and the delaying of getting a service or getting a parcel or a consumer good is a good thing, because these things are made by people and delivered by people, and it isn't robotic and virtual, it's real and tactile. It is very much a real thing. So if everything is just so fast and convenient all of the time, then we start to have these expectations that it should be like that, but that's not natural, is it? It's unnatural. Yeah. Yeah, this economy of convenience is something that I'd like to look at further. I think maybe do some writing about after this podcast, actually. So look out for that blog post on the economy of convenience and how it could, help to dehumanize others and create a society where we don't really look after one another, but instead start to resent one another because of small differences in skin colour and fucking religion, which make absolutely no difference, by the way, because we've all got more in common than we think. We are Sorry, my alarm went off there. I'm going to have to go out, buy a parking ticket. There you go. Sometimes things are inconvenient, which doesn't mean, anything really. Things are inconvenient. People just drop dead. If we get used to this economy of convenience, it's going to ruin our lives. We need to do things slowly and learn to have patience again. Painting is a great way to practice patience.